Well, Brian Kelly is a new sheriff down in the Bayou. There he is, coming off the plane, his new stomping grounds, taking his talents to LSU. Kelly, of course, led the Fighting Irish since 2010, becoming the winningest coach this season there with Notre Dame. Check his resume, accustomed to stacking those W's along the way. Outside of the Irish, he's shown he can get it done anywhere. Grand Valley State can go back, Central Michigan, Cincinnati, and of course Notre Dame, and now trying to do the same thing at LSU. Over that time, 113 wins and just 40 losses at Notre Dame. You're talking about the 2 college football playoff berths and appearance in the 2013 BCS championship game. The one thing on that future Hall of Famer resume that's missing, a natty. So, of course, you would think the draw to LSU for Kelly is obvious. The last 3 coaches that have been the coaches there for the Tigers, Nick Saban, Les Miles, Ed Orgeron, they have won a national championship. Notre Dame over those past 5 seasons under Kelly, 54-9, ranked 5th in the FBS. But here's Kelly at his press conference as the new head coach of LSU, taking over the Tigers for the foreseeable future. Let's listen in.
Brian, over here, Wilson Alexander from The Advocate. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure.
You've mentioned over the last couple of days that also, in addition maybe to alignment, you were ready for just sort of a new opportunity. What was it about maybe at this point in your life and your career that you felt ready to take that next step? And what was it additionally about LSU, you mentioned this already, but that really drew you to this place for that new opportunity?
Yeah, again, I think, there was no plan in place as I entered the 2021 season that I was, looking for another opportunity. I had a great football team that we were developing, but, when you get an opportunity to talk to Scott Woodward and he presents a clear vision of the plan here and the opportunity, it was an exciting vision for me to look at. And as I got a chance to, speak to more people about this opportunity, I just felt it was something that I had to take on. And when I talked to the boss, who's sitting in the front row there, and she was part of that decision-making process, there was no turning back.
Hey, Brian, Michael Cobble,
Hi, Michael.
Channel 2 here in Baton Rouge.
Great.
We see a lot of each other.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Thank you.
A lot of people are going to wonder why, right? You could have been very comfortable in South Bend.
Yeah.
You have a team that has a chance to make, or had a team, that had a
Yeah.
chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that is the big question. What drew you so passionately to walk away from that opportunity to come here?
Yeah, it's never easy, right? I mean, these decisions it's my choice. I own it, right? And it's 100% my decision. Those young men I love dearly, and it made it for a difficult decision. But when I was able to look at it and the opportunity here was one as I got a chance to really, as I mentioned earlier, talk to Scott about the resources and the opportunity here to really make a significant change. I believe that I can make a significant difference here. And you want to be able to make a difference. And I, along with the support, our President Tate, the administration, collaboratively can make a big difference.
Brian back here. ABC 57 News, Anthony
Yeah.
Totri back at South Bend.
Yeah.
First and foremost, congratulations on finding the fairy godmother you talked about a couple of weeks ago. Couple things as far as the departure. How do
Yeah.
you feel like that impacts your legacy back at Notre Dame? And then which assistants, if any, from Notre Dame are you interested in bringing with you?
Yeah, leaving is never easy. It could never be done in a fashion that you could say that, hey, it's always the right way to do it. It was just, brought up, right? This team at Notre Dame is an outstanding football team, and they deserve to be in the playoffs. And you're not going to be coaching them. So it's never easy when you leave. We did our best. I wanted to get in front of them, and I I was fortunate that I had that opportunity to get in front of them and tell them that I was coming to LSU face to face, because that's everything that we've done in my life, and I'll do the same thing here at LSU. We will look you in the eye, and we will tell you what we're doing. We'll be transparent. Legacies are not part of what I spend time thinking about. People will evaluate me based upon my life's work and how I've treated people, and make their own decisions. As far as coaches, the coaches that are on staff there at Notre Dame are still employed there. Are there coaches there that I would like to join me here? Certainly, but that's a process that we'll have to work through. There are teams to coach on both sides. This team is going to be preparing for a bowl game. Hopefully, Notre Dame gets a chance to play in the playoffs. They have to be prepared. So this has to be done with great communication and understanding that the players are part of this as well.
Ron Snyder, News 15 in Lafayette, welcome.
Thank you, Ron.
I'm sure you're aware of all the expectations here and the scrutiny. So what's just your plan to get the ground running and get to work and really start working on your goals?
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough hours in the day right now. If you can give me a couple more hours, would be fine with that. I really think it's that, we know the things that need to be done here, but we'll be measured, we'll be thoughtful, we'll be intentional, and checking each one of those off as we go. Investment in people is important, and making sure that we are doing that the right way. Lives are involved here as we make transitions, so we want to take care of that. We certainly want to take care of the recruiting and make sure that all the young men that have made their commitments here, that they know where they stand. So there are important matters that need to get to, and I think everybody understands that we've been on a whirlwind here the past 24 hours, but we got to get to work, and we will do that in short order and get to the very important matters.
Hi, Coach. Jacques Doucet, WAPT-TV, straight ahead to your right.
Thank you.
There's been some talk that Corey Raymond and Kevin Falk will be on your staff. Can you share if that's true? And is there anything you can share about who will be on your staff at this point?
Yeah, I have not made any decisions based upon who will stay and who may go. I haven't had any individual conversations with any of them, so any narrative out there is not coming from any conversations that I've had with them. They are well respected, and I will get an opportunity to vet out all of those coaches. They've done a great job. I know the business. They know the business. There are realities in this business, but we'll get to all of those coaches because, as I mentioned earlier, they have families, they have lives, and we have to get moving in that direction.
Brian, Brody Miller with The Athletic.
So back with the reporter said the fairy godmother, look, everybody has a price. You just never know.
$100 million?
We got close to that. 10 years, 95 for BK here. Taking a look at those notable upcoming non-conference games. You would sign that? I mean, I think anybody would. I mean, you don't have to ask fairy godmother. I mean,
Chris Hasselman
does sound nice. I mean, well, I don't want to count anybody's pocketbook. Taking a look at those non-conference games there. Back-to-back with Florida State in 22 and 23 neutral sites there. New Orleans, Orlando, then look at 2024. We talk about coaches making a jump. Lincoln Riley also leaving Oklahoma, heading out west to USC. That one kicking off the season in Las Vegas. Others to watch here, Clemson, of course, they have a natty. And then a back-to-back there with Oklahoma in 27 and 28 for Brian Kelly and his new look LSU Tigers as we move into the future all the way to 2028.